Hey, hope you're well. I was just thinking, Happy New Year, obviously. And I was just thinking, and I was thinking about a subject. A New Year's resolution is actually helpful. And to be brutally honest, obviously, this is world according to Nick. I don't believe they are, and here's why. Most people set New Year's resolutions themselves, and what they do is they kind of set it at the wrong time. I mean, they've got all the best intentions, right? I mean, it's a new year, there's all new possibilities. Maybe last year wasn't as good, or whatever it may be in that situation. But I think most people have got really good intentions, but the timing feels like it's all wrong. And here's why. I mean, I know people that have been, hardcore smokers for like 10 years, and then they go, as of January 1st, 2000 and whatever, that's it. I'm not smoking anymore. You can imagine. I mean, maybe New Year's Eve or the lead up from Christmas to New Year's has been a bit of a party, time and all the rest of it that comes from that. And then January 1st is sort of semi-hungover and, the first thing you want to do is reach for a cigarette, right? So then what kind of happens is, they start to kind of, feel a little bit flat or feel a little bit, needy for a cigarette. And the reason I say this, by the way, is I used to be a two-pack-a-day cigarette smoker, so I understand it. The alcohol's kind of kicked in. You're a little bit hungover, and the first thing you do is you go for a cigarette, right? Or if not, you go to somebody, hey, just give me a drag. So it's kind of the wrong time. So for me, I think instead of thinking New Year's resolutions, I think it's actually, to be brutally honest, the way to really set, for yourself to be successful would be start to shift the game around a little bit and make it more, instead of it being a resolution, it's actually a habit change. And here's what I mean by this. A habit change, and New Year's resolution feels like, oh, look, I'm going to do it. There's a change. I'm going to, kind of drop into it, and it's one thing, and that's pretty much about all it is. So it feels like almost like a one-night stand. Hey, I'm going to do it, but you really haven't maybe put enough thought into it, or maybe you have, and you don't have maybe a support mechanism around you. All of these different things that you need in order to get some lasting change, right? So the way that I thought about it is, instead of it being kind of a singular event, if you shift your habit or change your habits around, then you're really good. So as an example, you want to start to think about, if smoking is going to be one of the things, or let's say, you want to kick coffee as an example, you need to understand, how much of, first of all, is this a routine, and how much has it become a habit in your life? Because whether it's cigarette smoking, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, coffee, whatever it might be, these are habitual patterns, and they're recorded like that in the mind. So, we need to really understand, what's it going to take to break that habit, right? So, number one is, first of all, you really want to set yourself up to say, what am I going to replace this with? So, if it's cigarette smoking, especially, this action here of smoking a cigarette, can I replace it with maybe drinking water? Or can I replace it with, further gym activity? Can I replace it with eating better? Maybe, change it with fruit, change it with, eating, cashews or nuts, or any of these type of things that are going to replace that type of habit straight away. Number two is, first of all, like, around that is, what's the real purpose of doing it? Most people just go, oh, I should give up smoking and that's it. But, they never really think about saying, why is it that they actually want to do it? And I'll tell you why. One of the hardest things I found when I went to quit smoking, because I tried to quit it many a time, was the reason or a need for it. And for me, the last time and the final time that I ever put a cigarette in my mouth, I had a larger need or a larger purpose for doing that. And one of those things was, it's when I started to become a personal trainer, and I just started studying. And I said, if I'm going to work in this industry and start studying and working in the gym, and all the rest of it, there's no chance that I'm going to be, telling people about health and then I'm smoking. Right? So I had a real bigger reason why. So if you've got those two together, I think you've got an ability to, think first, plan second, have a bigger reason why, and then act accordingly. And I suppose the last part about it is to make sure that within that plan, you've got elements of accountability in there as well. Who's going to keep you accountable? Who's going to keep you on track when you slip up? Because believe you me, we, occasionally we do slip up. So it's important to figure that out. I hope that helps. So, yeah, New Year's resolutions, maybe not, maybe change your habits. stuff will work better for you.